I couldn't wait any longer. I just couldn't wait. So, hey, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great night. This is a Pontificators night. I got a bunch of people coming in tonight. They're all kind of doing stuff, eating dinner, taking care of some things, and then they'll all be in. But I thought I'd take a moment and just hang out with you guys and possibly show a couple campaigns. I got Pirate Queen issue 2. I got a tab there, and I have a black and white one as well. So we can hang out, we can talk a little bit until we can get some of the pontificators in here and hang out and start pontificating for you guys. So like I said, I hope everybody's well. Late, yes. No fish for you. No fish for anybody. No one gets a fish tonight. Lorenzo says, hey, Art, what's up? Now to disappear like a ninja. No, man, don't go. Don't go. We got a show to do. We got a show to do tonight, man. We're going to rock it. We're going to rock it. Yeah. All right. Well, first, I'm going to share this bit of goodness. Oh, wait. Before I do that, Todd Mulrooney popped in.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, Mulrooney?
I'm doing good.
Good. I'm glad. I was just gonna show off some Pirate Queen. Are you ready to show off some Pirate Queen? You wanna see how they're doing?
Sure.
Let's do this. I hope you've been well. We got quite a show here for everybody. Here we go. Pirate Queen. You should be seeing this. This is our buddy Clint Helinsky and Mandy Summers writing. This is Pirate Queen 2. This is the follow-up to the issue 1. And yeah, it looks like they just rolled this into a second 30. So right now they're at 30,371. They got 293 backers. That's pretty damn good. Let's watch this video. Let's hear Clint's beautiful voice.
Dive into adventure with the Pirate Queen. Plunge your sword deep into that pirate booty. Stare in awe of that magnificent pirate chest. The Pirate Queen races across the universe in another all-out, action-packed galactic adventure. Don't miss out. The Pirate Queen!
Man, if I didn't know better, I'd say that was dirty. What do you think, Todd? Todd?
What do you mean by dirty? What do you mean by dirty?
Like dirty, like dirty girls doing dirty things.
Come on, no such thing.
So do you think maybe I'm looking too much into this, reading too much?
Yes, definitely. This is, this harkens back to the 80s when everything was this. Do you remember? Not 80s. Was it like the early 90s?
Yeah.
Like everything was a female.
Yeah, everything was hot and sexy. So, yeah, this is the Hot and Sexy Pirate Queen 2. And like I said, the writer is Mandy Summers, who is awesome, and Clint Helinsky, who should be here in a few and should be doing some of this heavy lifting himself. But we'll do some helping out here. So yeah, you guys, this looks fun. This looks really cool. There's this thing. I'm gonna do it too on my.
Wait. Can I say something?
No. Yes.
I don't know how many people are watching.
2.
That's it. Damn.
2,000.
Everybody should go back. That Kids and Monsters book. That looks fantastic. That's going to be like a sleeper hit. If we had the right kind of eyes on what we were doing, that'd be one of those. Oh, we want to make a movie there, or we want to make an animated movie or something. It definitely has that a quality that I like. So go back, Kids and Monsters.
And it looks fantastic. But first, back Pirate Queen, and then go back Black and White, and then back Kids and Monsters. We got a priority list here. back all of them. Do you think there's enough people that can back all of them? I think
It's you know what, if it were me and you didn't back it, I think you're missing like what this is really all about. You know, we're out here trying to entertain you, engage you, and bring you some great quality content and books. So we need your help. You know, who who wants to do that? Like, raise your hand if you want to do this, and you don't sell anything. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be rejected and ejected and thrown back into the trash. That's not any of us, right?
No.
I mean, it's really look. What you know this. Like, if they said to you tomorrow, you know what, Art, we want you to come draw this 60-pager. It doesn't matter what it is. It's like, oh, that's your first reaction. It's not like, what's the money? It's like 60 pages. Oh, good Lord. Because you got to do it. It's like you're drawing the guy's head this way a ton of times, this way a ton of times, this way, you know what I mean? It's laborious. So we put the labor in and we put the excitement onto the pages. But trust me, this is a grind, an absolute grind. Because by the time you get to page 50, you're like, I don't want to draw this guy anymore. You know what I mean? And you got to push through these hurdles. I'm telling you, there are hurdles. There are hurdles in this industry, and you got to push through them, and they happen. Sometimes they go, like, you don't even want to get out of bed to do this. But you got to push yourself to get out of bed because you got to draw, because you got a deadline, and you got, you know, and you're figuring that you're pushing that deadline every day in your head. Oh, if I do half a page today, I could go out and do the leaves and get something done. You know what I mean? And you're like playing this game. It's like a seesaw, teeter-totter. And you're figuring out, like, I got to get this many done and got to be on this track by this weekend. And then next weekend, I got to be on this track. And you know what? Nobody's like, if the money isn't good, you're really got it. Like, it makes it even harder.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, because you're working for free, and
Right.
Nobody wants to work for free. I mean, money makes things a lot easier. You know, takes some pressure off you, and does help motivate to a certain extent. But I think Past Master might be onto something. There was a shot where there was it looked like gas was shooting out of the Pirate Queen's booty, and then it exploded. So what do you think of that, Todd? Do you think that was a queef? You're not going to comment on that?
I don't want to speculate because I could be wrong. It could have been something completely different.
That's true. Yeah, it could have. You know, sometimes an explosion is just an explosion, right?
But I do have a question, a different, completely off-topic question. All of a sudden, that comes to mind.
Uh-oh.
What have you been drinking? What do you
have I been drinking?
What do you? Why are you picking up on all these weird things? What's going on over there?
Wait a minute, you're throwing this on me? Oh, where is Clint when you need him, man? Really? So you don't see any of these things. You don't see like there's maybe like some overt sexuality going on.
Okay, with no more than any other 90s coffin labeled book or tarot or any of those other Catwoman.
Todd just sees all this innocence. It's like, well, no, there's nothing sexual about the Pirate Queen. It's all just good, clean fun.
I'm guessing.
Oh my God. And then you blame me. It's like, what have you been drinking, Art? What the hell, man? I thought we were friends, Todd.
I don't know what they do in Texas. Maybe they're like something like cactus. Maybe
wait. So you defend Clint, and now you're just rolling over on me. Are you picking up on this, Bob?
Holy dog shit!
Todd is just kind of just letting it fly. It's all aimed in my direction.
That's Todd, man.
I think he's doing scorpion something or other, like shots, or I don't know.
Yeah, he's like Todd's saying, like, the reason you're being nutty right now, Art, is because you're drunk. And then he's like, I don't know what they do in Texas. Like, now he's attacking Texans.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, see, let's see what Bob has to say. So Pirate Queen, Bob,
yes.
where I see it's
wholesome.
I say it's very sexy. I say it's very sexy. Past Master Dan actually speculates that there might be a queef in the video. So most everybody's on my side on this, but then Todd is like, he doesn't see any of the sexuality, any of the sexiness going on in the Pirate Queen. So
Nipples
I
and
guess you're
tits.
a tiebreaker here, Bob. Like, what do you see?
Woody, I gotta be able to add a little seasoning to help my cause here, right?
Well,
Because
I guess.
she's
If you
dressed
feel
no
the
different
need.
than Pippi Longstockings. So come on.
So basically, Todd, you're just like rather than beat him with dazzle us with the truth, you're gonna win the fight with bullshit.
If it works.
Can't beat him with style, dazzle him with bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, I think what Todd maybe it's just because Todd's really innocent and he just doesn't see like the overt sexuality in this comic book.
Overt?
Bro. Come on. Dude, you can literally see her nipples through her costume, okay?
Wait. Let's play this video again. Like I don't know, maybe Todd's onto something. Maybe I'm just reading too much into this whole thing.
No, you're not.
I'm just looking at it as an excuse to play the video again. All right, so Todd says this is just good, clean fun.
Whatever sells.
Dive into adventure with the Pirate Queen. Plunge your sword deep into that pirate booty. Stare in awe of that magnificent pirate.
See, what was that? Was that a queef?
That's
She's running. She's got bags of cash.
Wait a minute. Go back. Okay. Nice.
Let's do this again. Let's analyze what's going on here. Okay,
so the poof comes out of the gun. I'll give you the okay. Yeah, I'm going to say no on the queef, but
she's
wait. Go back.
Okay.
Go back.
Here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
The fire's coming out of the gun, but the smoke's coming out of her ass. So
yeah, because the smoke covers the front of her butt. Okay, like here's like a hot shell or something, right? That's by her hair. But then the smoke overlaps her booty, and part of the blast goes over her gloves.
Yeah, I think she's dropping a church house creeper.
Yeah, I think Past Master's onto something. I think this is some gas passing from this beautiful redhead here.
But she is wearing more than Brooke Shields wearing Blue Lagoon.
Well, dude, a newborn baby's wearing more than Brooke Shields.
Yeah, well, that's a timely reference there, Todd.
yeah. You didn't age us with that one, man.
Okay, I say
Brooke Shields is a grandma now.
Yeah, I say this is something coming out of the Pirate Queen. What do you say, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope it's all coming out.
All right. So Todd, how are you going to
go?
I'm not. I think it's just bad editing.
Where's Clint when you need him? Okay, let's keep going. But there's no sexuality going on right now. So this is all above board.
Pirate chess. The Pirate Queen races across the universe in another all-out, action-packed galactic adventure. Don't miss out. The Pirate Queen.
Clint almost has one style for women and then like one style for men.
Dive into adventure.
Whatever works, man.
I can't get enough of that video.
Yeah, Past Master is it's all that seafood. Yeah, man. She got the friggin' shrimp. She got the shrimp farts.
The shrimpies.
It's a great cover, by the way. You look at
it
it reminds you of yesteryear, you know?
Yeah. And there's nothing sexy about this, right, Todd?
It's on a level of 1 to 10 as far as like overtness. I give it, like a 2.
Oh my gosh. Oh my.
It's good old fashioned American sexy, man.
Sometimes, Todd,
it's the kind of sexy. Hey, man, it's the kind of sexy you can bring your kids up on. It's Farrah Fawcett in the 70s.
He told you it's not a book for kids, by the way.
All right,
this is-
Todd,
this
you're
is-
not making my case.
Yeah, this is Charlie. This is like Charlie's Angels, man. It's like it's the innuendo with the it's just
the
really
innuendo.
really hard into the innuendo.
Yeah. Plunge your
sword.
This is Bo Derek in 10.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, man. I
She's running on the beach. 'Cause
think
she's
you're
a
reaching
pirate.
hard, but
Same thing. No different.
Oh my gosh, Todd's on fire tonight, man. This is
yeah,
good.
everybody that's watching out there, like leave your comments in, but also hit that like, share.
Oh, okay, wait. Okay, so anybody else speculating blocked the bullet with her gas?
No, because the bullet went through her hair. Remember, we said that's a hot shell going through her hair. So maybe it ignited it.
Maybe she misdirected it with the gas. So maybe the bullet did one of these things around her booty. Either way, he was going to shoot her in the butt.
Do it in the butt.
Shoot her in the butt, shoot her in the butt.
Yeah,
oh
man,
my gosh.
Sexy.
Let's get into this. Okay, so anyways, you guys go back Pirate Queen 2 and help Clint, because Clint's got some bills to pay. He's got a lot of kids. Yeah, he's got a big overhead.
Help
Got
everybody.
5 kids to feed.
Look, you can't. Tomorrow, you're not going to the comic book store. It's not going to be there.
Let's face it.
It's so bad right now with what happened to Diamonds. It's so bad that there's nothing there. So this is what you got, and it's not that bad.
So what I'm hearing from Todd is go click the black and white link in the description and pick up a Man vs. Machine Volume 2, because the comics industry is on fire, but black and white
It's not.
is here for you.
Yes.
You mean
It's on fire in a different way because it's really good. It's good and it's action-packed. It's got this great story, and it's got some surprises, maybe a few deaths. But don't worry. He's got you.
Good story. Yeah, it's good story.
Yeah.
We got you. We got you guys. We got your back. Yeah. And so
as the mainstream industry continues to become a ghost of itself,
blow up,
to burn.
It's completely blown up.
It
doesn't. It's despite themselves. They've blown themselves up. Like, oh my god, I got the grenade. I pulled the pin. What do I do?
Yep.
Fuck it.
As they make all of our favorite characters radioactive, go back something good.
They're all queer as folk, indeed. Hey, I got something fun. I want to show you guys. And this wasn't planned, but I'm going to do it anyway. And we'll just like have.
Is this like
fun.
breaking?
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Oh no, this isn't breaking news per se, but I kind of like to get your input on No Way From Home, the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trailer. This thing just dropped, and I think there's a lot of things that are fun to speculate about. And
there's some fake trailers out there, so be careful.
Yeah.
You think this one's fake?
No.
This has Sony
There is a couple that are really well done.
Yeah. This one's real though.
I think this is an official one.
Yeah.
But thanks for giving me the heads up, Todd.
All right, for you, man.
I have no idea who this character is right here, but we'll find out.
That is Dr. Octopus.
How dare you? This is not Dr. Octopus.
Well, it's Alfred Molina's version of Dr. Octopus.
I don't know who this is. All right. Here we go. All right. So there's like a little teaser, and I'm keeping the sound down on purpose, you guys, so we don't get dinged. But to be honest, I don't really care. So,
dun, 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 dun.
So there's speculation that this is the end of the movie. With Tom Holland's version of Peter Parker, kind of lamenting on everything that's gone wrong.
Crying in the rain.
Yeah, so this is definitely a homage to Blade Runner and Tears in the Rain. And I'm thinking that Tom Holland's got a dove in his hand somewhere.
You have been drinking.
You need to stop.
When doves cry. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah, this could be like Purple Rain.
Yeah.
I see some purple in here.
Purple rain, purple rain.
Oh, I think Bob's been
Oh,
drinking.
where'd you
I
go?
only had one drink, man.
One drink. I wish I had 2 drinks.
I only had one drink.
Look at how happy Peter Parker is in that picture. I think that's probably his high school picture. Also, let's keep in mind they're crucifying like a child, a high school kid here. That's evil.
Well, they don't. Nobody comes. I mean, villains come after him, but nobody comes after him.
Oh, the people come after him.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
The
this is the
up
J.
there.
Jonah Jameson thing saying that he's public enemy number 1.
Yeah. So that's
But
why
he goes to school still.
Yeah, but he's gonna get crucified at school. I bet you
he's gonna get canceled.
I bet you there's a loogie in this scene. I bet you Tom Holland's character gets spit on at least once in this movie. What says you? What says the chat?
It's possible.
I think there's going to be a loogie moment in this movie. You know what'd be funny is if the guy tried to loogie on Peter but got MJ, and then Peter's like he has to defend MJ's honor, but he realizes he's Spider-Man and can't beat the guy up.
See, public enemy number 1.
See, there you go. Okay, let's get back into this. Okay, so it looks like they were going to crash into that sign for a minute because they kind of...
It's just him doing his Spider-Man thing.
All right, so this is a bridge. And
this is the bridge that I think this is supposed to be the bridge from the first Spider-Man where we threw Gwen off. Or we threw MJ off.
Yeah, and there's the little... what did they call
trolley
it?
thing? You know, the
tramway or whatever.
Yeah. The Sky Car, whatever those things are.
Yeah, and so I think they're just kind of paying some. I think there's going to be a lot of.
There's gonna be a lot of like fan service in this movie.
Yeah, definitely. So this looks like the news covering whatever's going. Oh, so it's MJ and Peter up here. It looks like they're still dressed like they were in that opening scene. So I guess we're assuming this is taking. This is right where the movie before this left off, right?
Yeah, where he got outed and now he's like running away.
Yeah, with MJ, because I think they have the same clothes on. Okay, here we go. So we get the flirtation. I think
my life was normal. The only
yeah,
time
exactly.
my life was normal was that 1 week with you.
Yeah, we'll let Bob do the dialogue, so I don't have to play. that was a good Tom Holland impression, by the way, Bob.
Actually, I should have done it with a British accent.
I should have done it with a British.
This was the best week I had in my entire life.
I love you, MJ.
Just with you.
Look at that longing in her eyes. Oh my gosh, so cute, so adorable.
There's so many bad jokes.
Oh shit! Oh no! So the only thing left to do is just leap to their death. So this is how the movie ends. They both die.
Yeah.
End of trailer.
Bring in Miles Morales. Let's go.
Let's bring Miles Morales. Let's go.
And scene.
Yes. Hey Todd, look at the lighting on this. Look at Peter, like the Spider-Man, this highlight on his cowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Look at just kind of peeking out there, a little bit of his chest here. It's perfect. Lighting's great. Yeah. And then he kind of flies into the light. That's so good. So good. Movies are cool.
Cinematography is always on point.
All right. So it looks like this is not going to end like Gwen Stacy left this world. So he catches her, and then they swing, and one thing leads to another, which is a train. Columbia, by the way, is owned by a Japanese company called Sony. Did you know that? Mm-hmm. So the great Columbia Pictures is no longer, owned by U.S. people. Yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. All right, here we go. All right, so this is Doctor Strange's pad. All right, so they're having some dialogue. Bob, do you want to give us the dialogue?
Yeah, basically, Peter, that spell you broke. Yeah, you're gonna have to fix that shit. Yeah, Mr. Strange, I don't know how. Suddenly he became Southern. I don't know if I can do that. Maybe you should say please, because you check your privilege there, sir.
Mr. Strange. Yeah, so the idea behind this is that Peter basically wants to redo the past.
Yep.
So
he breaks the world.
Yep. So for some reason, he easily persuades Doctor Strange to do this, which I think is the biggest suspense of disbelief that you're going to have so far with this movie. This is probably the biggest problem I have so far. Some people speculate that this is actually, or that Scarlet Witch is manipulating or controlling Doctor Strange at this point. Have you heard that, you guys?
Mm-mm.
I heard, yeah. One thing I heard was that it's his something what she's done something that's altered him, and he's become more arrogant, and something weird like that. Like as this is happening, the same thing where that happens at the end of that show happens.
Yeah, because the thing is that Wanda wants the multiverse so she can bring her kids back.
Right.
Yeah. So then it kind of ties into the Multiverse of Madness, which is the Doctor Strange movie that follows this. So it sounds like they're setting up like this multiverse stuff. And
yeah.
I mean, they kind of been setting it up prior to this, in the Spider-Man before this episode or this movie.
Yeah, they hinted at it.
Yeah, so I think, that's where a lot of this is going to go. And also, I think Bob or somebody in the green room was bringing up the what if stuff. And I think the what if is kind of selling, the general public on like multiverse, like alternate realities that could exist.
Yeah.
So
what this is going to do is it's going to let them basically, it's going to free them up from any kind of continuity.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to do whatever the hell they want.
Right, which is probably going to piss off a lot of people that have got 10 years invested in the Marvel universe prior. And it so far it doesn't look like there's a lot of relevance or not relevance. There's not a lot of respect given moving forward. It sounds like they're like Marvel and Disney is willing to pretty much shit on.
They're going to treat all the comics and everything that's come before the same way they treated the extended universe in Star Wars.
Yeah, I think
they're going to say, yeah, all that stuff, yeah, forget it.
Yeah, they're just going to poo-poo it. So this is basically Peter throws a monkey wrench into the whole equation. So while Doctor Strange is conjuring up the spell, Peter kind of reneges and starts thinking like, well, will MJ forget about me? Will, all this other stuff, will they forget about me? And so
I'm like, dude, just tell them again. it's like just reveal your secret to the 4 people you want to know.
Right. That's why a lot of this, I think this is a weak premise, but I'll wait. I mean, I'm intrigued enough to see the movie. I just want to be clear about that. But this whole thing, this setup seems like the weakest part of it to me. Is just like, why would Doctor Strange on a whim, placate a high school kid? You know what I mean? Like Doctor Strange has got
everything that's happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah, that this kind of stuff can wipe out the universe and everything, but yeah, let's just screw it. Let's go.
Also, it's a high school crush. It's a high school crush. It's not like he's been married to this woman. They have like a life together and kids and all that other stuff. This guy's only known MJ for a few months.
Yeah, and past Mr. Dan, yeah, I think that too. It kind of betrays the character of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it makes him look weak. And even if Wanda Maximoff is controlling him somehow, they're going to have to. That's going to be a hard sell for me. So, like I said, that's the biggest stumbling block I've seen so far. So,
oh my gosh, did we break everything?
I think this reveal,
William Dafoe.
Yeah, these reveals are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty badass. And Electro, Doc Ock.
Yeah, I always liked the way they did the arms.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job. I think some things really lend themselves to computers, especially like tech stuff in early digital, movies or effects. It worked best. So yeah, Doc Ock was pretty cool.
Yeah. So the big mystery is who's going to be the sixth member of the Sinister Six.
It's going to be Kingpin, I guarantee you.
I'm thinking it's going to be Rhino or Vulture.
I think Rhino would be kind of like a letdown, to be honest.
Between the way he was in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. I think maybe Vulture, if they use, if they use the what's the actor's name?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Possibly if they use Michael Keaton, he's a good enough actor that I think he could
the other characters could be more
against all these other guys. But also, is it going to be the Sinister Six from, like, is it going to be these guys as the Sinister Six moving forward?
We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, this is another issue I have is that they haven't even really gotten into this Spider-Man's universe yet, because this is the third movie so far, and we've yet to get a really personal Peter Parker story. Usually there's like, there's Tony Stark, or there's this other stuff going on, but it doesn't feel like it's like the personal Peter Parker story. And so if they start introducing all these villains and they're not like from his timeline, I think it's going to feel weird. Once again, it's like it's messing a little bit too much with the comic book Peter Parker. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've heard a lot of people talk about, like, we still haven't got a good Peter Parker Spider-Man story yet.
No, you're right.
And so, like, if they just shoehorn all of this stuff in, it overplays, I think, the Peter Parker stuff again. You know how Tony Stark pretty much overshadowed Spider-Man in his own movie. I think these guys are potentially going to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, man. Like I said, like there's enough mystery left in this thing that I'm interested. Like I said, I'm interested to see it. But in given reports that have come out, how they were literally constantly rewriting this thing as it was being filmed, this thing could end up being like a convoluted mess.
Yeah, something this detail oriented, I don't think you can throw together. I think it should be well planned.
Yeah. Like that, like Tom Holland, like he let it slip. He's like, he would come on set and be like, "Okay, what scene are we shooting? We're doing what are we doing this now?" Like they would literally have to like learn their lines the day of.
Yeah, I can see that. It seems like a lot of movies are kind of pieced together now versus like they schedule these movies first and then they figure out how to make them second, which is probably reverse of the way they should do it. My favorite part about the scene is that he's got the suit on and there's that tie dangling from his neck.
Yeah.
Okay, why did his mask disappear though? Do you guys have any answer for that? Check it out. Okay, so when he gets plowed into the okay, watch. See, the mask is leaving him.
Probably because he's like, dude, whoa, who are you? What are you doing this to me for? Or maybe the tech in the arms was overriding the suit or something.
Yeah, that's what I think, because I don't know if you were going to get smashed by a tentacle like this, I don't think you would pull down your armor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be
that's pretty cool though. Getting smashed in the wall. I think Adam what's his name?
Adam Molina.
Yeah,
Alfred.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the de-aging software is pretty damn good. He looks
this looks a lot better than the other scene.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Where he's like, "Hello, Peter." That looks a little plastic. This looks much better.
Actually, you're right. Okay.
But yeah, now he's like, "He's throwing shit at me."
I know this has been done a million times in Hollywood movies, but I'm still a sucker for the guy flying over the throne car. And watch this.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Holy shit, that's practical too.
Help me go some Tony Stark.
Okay, some special effects guy, it was his job on this day to throw a Nissan into
You love the branding too, man, where it's coming at you. They made sure you saw that Nissan badge.
Yeah. And so
now this is the scene I don't like, where he tells him his name and they laugh at him.
Yeah, I think it kind of neuters the intensity of it.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you just fought a dude with a giant fishbowl on his head.
Yeah, this guy's a threat indeed.
This guy damn near killed your ass, and you're like laughing at him.
And also, it's just kind of like they've already done that joke with Doctor Strange, right? Where they was it Endgame or whatever, you know, like what's your name, you know.
I get the feeling we're gonna get way too much of MJ and Ned.
Yeah, doing stupid shit.
Yeah, that was one of the complaints I had with the last movie.
Yeah, this guy could snuff them both out. There must something. The tone of things must have changed, because there's no way they would be this lighthearted right now. That dude could destroy them.
Yep.
So this is the biggest, like, I don't know what the hell's going on. So there's a C, like the Captain America shield with this. It looks like a C, right? Because there's a piece taken out of it. And this is I think the structure is around the Statue of Liberty.
I don't know if it's a Statue of Liberty, or is that supposed to be where Stark Towers used to be?
No, because I don't know if you can see it, but there's like there's an image here of what I think it's supposed to be like once they're finished, and then like it looks like the conclusion or the big fight scene is at the Statue of Liberty.
Now that whole thing with the electrical towers, I think that's a callback to Amazing Spider-Man 2 again with Electro.
You mean the Andrew
Garfield, yeah, the second one with Electro in it.
Yeah,
I think that's supposed to be back behind there.
They did one effect. They'll show it soon, where when Electro uses his powers. Oh, this is the part you were talking about, Todd.
Yeah, maybe you should say please, Mr. Dude, I'm freaking Doctor Strange.
Yeah, you know what else
what the hell am I doing? I tell you,
is a magical word. Please. Really? This passes for dialogue?
Yeah.
Look at her.
Of course it's her.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to say that line with a straight face.
It's like, geez.
Okay, so this is I don't know what this tech black suit is.
I think that's called that. Remember he had that suit that it was the stealth suit for a little bit. It's them trying to do the black suit without doing the black suit.
Okay. But they haven't showed it yet. They revealed it in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a Daily Bugle. I thought the Daily Bugle was just like an online kind of. So it's
I think it's supposed to be both.
Okay.
Actually, no. You know what this is? I bet you that Daily Bugle is just like it's like an on-site van, because you got another television van over there. So maybe they're covering what's going on here.
Got it. Okay. So they're introing Electro. So that was Jay Jonah, I guess. So that looked like Sandman too, right? Like, because there was this big
the big face.
Well, there was like this kind of smoke thing that looked like it was.
Oh yeah, they show the face at the end.
Yeah. So they're just cutting all over the place at this point. So it looks like Doc Ock is going to help them, at least at this point. So we're going to get all the different spider suits in this movie too. So there's Pumpkin Bomb.
Yeah. So one thing that somebody said that they think what's going to happen here is he's going to try to. This is why he ends up fighting Doctor Strange, is because he's trying to save him. He doesn't want them to go back and die.
He doesn't want who to go back and die?
The Sinister Six. He doesn't want them to go back and die.
Yeah, Peter, right? Like, because he's a good guy. Because he knows that that they're going to have to, because in each one of their timelines, they all kind of die at not the hand of Spider-Man, but
they die because of him.
Yeah.
In his mind. Yeah.
So then this Peter Parker knows that, and so he's trying to save them. That's kind of the idea with that box, right?
Yeah.
This box right here.
Yeah, I think that's like Strange is using that to trap them all and then send them back.
But I think Peter wants to save them versus let kind of destiny take its hand, or fate, play its hand. This is actually a pretty cool effect. So there's these portals, and so when they turn it around, watch this. This is very cool. Wait, where is it? Oh, maybe. Let's see. It's like Peter grabs himself, like the web goes from one portal to the other. So it's basically Peter shooting his own foot right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was trying to get away, and Strange threw those out there like that so he could stop him in midair.
Right. So I think there is a scene where you see Spider-Man in the other portal somewhere. So this is Strange trying to stop him, right, from doing
whatever it is he's going to do.
He was going to do, which I think he's going to try to save those guys.
Yeah.
So it's going to be some kind of Back to the Future thing, like you can't alter time, you can't change things. Because I think that's what the dialogue here is, like Peter saying, but I want to save them or something. Ooh, clamping on the head.
Checkpoint. His arms are super strong though. Dr. Octopus's arms.
I think I picked up on something.
What's that?
Because these men of people, like these people, are already come through, but near the end of the movie, he says, "I can't hold them back. They're coming through."
Yeah.
And you said it was at the Statue of Liberty. I'm thinking there's this effect over the Statue of Liberty. I'm wondering if it's the mutants that come through.
I think what's going to happen is that it's basically all of reality is going to get altered.
Yeah, because I think that's going to be a lead into the multiverse of madness. So I think this is kind of
which Wolverine is in.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly, yeah. There's a rumor that Hugh Jackman makes an appearance as Wolverine.
Well, I'll tell you, if they're going to just shoehorn the X-Men coming through like a portal from a different time, I'm going to feel ripped off,
But if it were the X-Men that the people, the actors and all that, you'd be like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I don't want to see those guys anymore.
Because, first off, why wouldn't they have helped, right? Where were they and why wouldn't they have helped? So if they came through something and it were the same actors, they used the same, that would be really cool.
Well, I think what's going to happen is they're going to kind of do like a battle world kind of thing where the universe gets broken and then they just piece it back together.
Well, they're speculating
as best they can because it's like I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's like when Barry Allen went back in time and did the Flashpoint. Even though he went forward and he basically fixed everything, it wasn't back quite the way it was. It's always going to be slightly different.
Yeah, but I think is going to happen is they're going to do the House of M storyline. So I think this is setting up like Wanda as being a big bad, and that this multiverse is going to be the backdrop to the next big epic crossover storyline. So for me, I'm not that interested in even Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine.
No.
I kind of like been there, done that. I want to see a new cast, like this, these old, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire coming back as Spider-Man, and then getting their villains from their movies. I think it's a novelty for a 1-2 hour movie, but I don't want to see this as some kind of like big storyline. You know what I mean? Like the X-Men from the Fox franchise coming in and stuff like that. I'm more interested in to see how they're going to redo the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, they're leaning pretty hard into X-Men stuff. Like they're going to do a new season for the original X-Men '97 show.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool that they do a little bit of fan service here with Electro. See it? He's got the star on his face, which is kind of cool.
Which, let's be fair, his costume is kind of lame.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're gonna do a version of that, that's kind of the thing you might want to do.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah.
Sheldon, that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, so this is the Statue of Liberty. So he's on top of Lady Liberty's noggin right here. So this looks like it might be the epic finale.
Yeah, I think this is definitely at the end.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's obviously a cut shot. I don't know. He still has the box, but the lighting looks different.
Well, it looks like it could be the fact that he's just basically opened up a portal to another world or something. This is Strange doing that weird thing where like the Inception thing where the world just kind of curls in on itself. Yeah,
warping. So we finally got Defoe here.
Yeah, and someone said that that's actually not what he's going to look like. He's actually going to look a little different. Well, that's Harry.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because he's in the he's got a hood.
That's either Harry. You know what that is? That's either Harry from the that might be Harry from the Andrew Garfield movies. Because remember, he was in Harry was in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Right.
So, because if you look at his glider looks a little different and everything. But someone said that at some point in the movie, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin loses the helmet, and he basically wears like a cobbled together. It's pieces of his original suit, but it's been like repaired. He's got the bag with the pumpkin bombs and the hood, like he does in the comics. So maybe that's that version of him right here.
I find that less interesting, but anyway.
No, I'm just telling you what they're saying, man.
Yeah, well, I'm just giving my POV on this. And so the DODC, that's what is that group?
That's the group that comes in and cleans up the mess after superhero fights.
Yeah, but what are they called? Damage control? Yeah, damage control. So then I think this is the stuff that Todd was this is where the big portal opens. Mm-hmm. Or the star.
Sandman, there's the Lizard. There's Electro.
There's a shot here, and I think that this YouTuber, I don't remember his name, but he speculates this right here. There's 3 villains, and there's all this dead space here.
The other 2 are going to be there.
Right, and there's speculation the other 2 Spider-Mans will be here. Yeah. And there's this one. See if they show it. I think there's a Brazilian version, or there's another version where the Lizard, they kept it in the trailer where he gets punched.
Yeah.
But in this, it doesn't make any sense because you don't see anybody.
Yeah. And so someone else said that actually in this scene, there's actually going to be the 3 Spider-Men, and there might actually be another villain there.
Okay.
So, and we know that Michael Keaton is going to be in Morbius as Vulture. And they said that it's possible that not only the Spider-Man show up, but that Venom and Morbius are going to show up as well.
Okay, so there's the Sinister Six. So how many villains are in this? 4?
No, well, the Sinister Six, they show 5 of the villains in this. You got the Green Goblin, you've got Electro, you've got the Lizard, you've got Doc Ock, and you've got Sandman. So that's 5. There's a missing 1.
Okay.
So the speculation
post-credit scene with Craven.
But they're saying that there might be a surprise villain. That either it's Vulture or it'll be a surprise villain.
Kingpin.
And that Peter basically doesn't just get help from the other 3 Spider-Man, but he gets help from Venom and he gets help from Morbius.
Okay.
Which I think I could see the Venom thing because they did that after credit scene where they showed that Venom basically got shunted into this universe.
Right.
So who knows what it's going to be?
Yeah. So
Honestly, and like we said,
the fact that seen it.
The fact that they cut it,
Venom.
The fact that this movie has been like changed every day, who knows what it's going to be?
Yeah. So this is the Captain America shield. It looks like it's falling from the top where it was linked to.
Is it? That doesn't look like Cap's shield. It looks like something else.
It's the Cap shield that we saw at the beginning of the scene.
But look on the edge. Look at the edge of it.
It looks like it's a tribute to Captain America.
Okay.
So we're gonna reenact the Gwen Stacy because that's almost shot by shot.
Yeah. They're saying that they think that it's going to be Andrew Garfield that saves her.
I heard the same thing. I think that would be very anticlimactic, but it would give him that it would give that character or that version some closure.
Yeah. Sheldon, everything that we're saying is speculation. Nobody knows exactly what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
don't worry about it, Sheldon. You'll be fine. You're gonna change
it'll be okay.
Come on.
It's gonna be okay.
They are saying that it could also be Mysterio, the sixth villain.
Here come the mutants.
And this right here, this looks like
played out Mysterio though. I don't think he would have a place in this version.
So look at this this display here. This looks like the Dark Dimension. This looks like Dormammu. If you go back to Doctor Strange, like it was all very purple and orange and weird. That's what this looks like to me. So maybe that's who's coming through.
We'll show you the whole movie if you don't shut up.
Tomic Art, what's up, my brother? Young up and coming artist right there, Tomic Art. Check him out on Instagram, guys.
Okay, so who the hell is this then?
That's Wolverine.
I don't know. There's another rumor. Okay.
That's
like a chrome dome. This is
take all this with a grain of salt, guys. There's a rumor that Vulture is going to be, but when the mask comes off, it's going to be Uncle Ben.
Shut up.
Yeah,
that's not even true.
We never got an Uncle Ben in this universe.
Yeah. I think they mentioned. Don't they mention him, right?
Oh, Sheldon was talking about the Venom. Oh, that. Oh, well, dude, man. I mean, good Lord, how long has the damn movie been out?
Okay, we need speculation in the chat. Who the hell is this standing here? This is like last minute standing.
Oh my God,
it's
dude.
Magneto.
No, dude. if they use it, okay. So we know that they're going to try and do this stuff to bring in Fantastic Four and the X-Men, dude. If that's that shitty version of Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four movies, I'm gonna be pissed as hell.
Well, you know what? I'm already thinking they're shoehorning way too much into this movie already. If they do that at the end of this movie, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, no, it's Doctor Strange. He just turned.
Okay. I was going to say, damn, dude, goodness. Don't tell me they're going to bring that crappy version of Doctor Doom into this piece of...
Yeah, it's Strange now, but in the movie, it's not Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because they do that bait and switch a lot. Paul Azevedo says, "Hail, Artie Bear."
What's up? So this is December 17th, so we still have a little bit of time. Not a ton of time.
Some more for you.
We got some more time to shit on that.
Come back.
I'm giving you guys a bunch of crap.
The whole movie.
This seems hacked.
At this point, man, who knows? Who knows what this thing's gonna be? I'm gonna go see it. This is probably the last Marvel movie that I'm actually kind of excited for. I don't expect it to be a lot, but it should be fun.
Oh, okay. Snake Dog says if they do the Rhino from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, that will be terrible. I think the Rhino would be lame. Just period.
Dude, I'm trying to remember who did that story, but they did a Rhino story that was really good, where he tried to go straight because he fell in love with this woman, and he just became like a normal guy. He stopped taking like that weird supplement that gave him all his strength and power and everything. But because Spider-Man didn't trust him and everything, he ends up basically wrecking everything. And this new Rhino shows up, which was like a callback to the mech Rhino in Amazing Spider-Man. This mech Rhino shows up, and he's like trying to prove that he's the new Rhino. So then he kills the woman. Rhino goes back, gets his old suit, comes and just freaking wrecks this dude. Just murders him, and then he looks at Spider-Man and he's like, you caused all of this.
The Rhino makes a good Spider-Man 22-page story. Mm-hmm. I just don't think the Rhino is like a great villain to get excited about. I think Vulture excites me just because it's Michael Keaton. If it was any other actor, I would like, who cares? It's an old man with wings. The Kingpin, I think, works, but it would work the same way as the MCU Vulture does, because none of these characters that they've showed so far have like the mastermind. They're not the mastermind type. No. Even the Goblin isn't really like a mastermind type.
Well, he's crazy.
He's just crazy, and he's willing to do the unthinkable. But the way the Michael Keaton Vulture was, he was a smart guy. You know what I mean? Like, he ran a business. He knew how to kind of strategically do things. And then Kingpin, I mean, they haven't done Kingpin yet, but Kingpin is a Spider-Man villain. And also, one thing that we haven't talked about is that Matt Murdock is in this movie.
Yeah, that's what Crazy Matt just said.
Yeah, so they're starting to get into that type of Daredevil universe stuff. Even though, like, for some reason, Kingpin seems more like a Daredevil villain now, just because of the way it's been branded. But he was originally, a Spider-Man villain. So here we go. We got Clint.
God damn, man, what have you been?
If we don't get a Last Hunt movie before some of us die, I'm gonna be really mad.
Oh, Kraven's Last Hunt.
Oh yeah,
they'll never do that story.
I think
some of these guys are a little,
I wouldn't say never with never now, because I mean, look at how far back the Batman and Superman movies go. They're going to be looking for more material, and this is you got 15, 20, 30 years of Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah,
like Disney's not going to just like, oh, Tom Holland is the end of Spider-Man. No. That's a moneymaker. Sony's going to be pumping out Spider-Man stuff for as long as...
It's not even Disney. It's Sony.
Yeah, Sony. Yeah.
Sony are the ones...
Sony's making Morbius movies. They're going to make Kraven the Last Hunt movies.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, Kraven's such a good villain, it has to be a movie unto itself. I'd hate to see them just throw away Kraven and shoehorn him into, like, a Sinister Six story.
They were saying that...
I think they can establish him in Sinister Six, but then I think you can build towards that Kraven the Last Hunt.
Right. I agree that Vincent D'Onofrio, that's a really good actor. Like, I would like to see him, in the cinematic universe. I think that would be pretty cool.
I think it'll end up happening.
They say that they're actually supposed. The rumor is that there's going to be a touchstone for Kraven in the Morbius movie, because he goes to the jungle to find this particular bat. So there's a rumor that they're going to try to use that because at one point they were going to have a Kraven movie where Kraven was hunting Morbius. They're going to have Morbius take the Spider-Man place.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect, man. Do that. I want to see that movie. I think that would be great. The living vampire, with Kraven. I think that's a good foe, and that's a good lead into the Spider-Man universe.
And like Sony realizes it's sitting on a pile of money, and
oh my God,
who's the producer, the lady producer on the Spider-Man movies?
Oh, I can't remember.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she got fired. Like
she got fired, but her severance was she like oversees the Spider-Man universe, and then Kevin Feige is helping her with that, tying it with the trade-off of tying it into Marvel. And like I think she has finally realized she's not a creative after the failure of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. But I think she realizes she's sitting on a mountain of money as long as she teams up with the right type of creatives. And I mean, after the two Venom movies and now the Morbius trailer, like, they're doing those villains right. Like, those are I'm like, a solo Morbius movie? I don't know. I saw that trailer. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, solo Morbius movie. This looks great.
And they got a good actor to play the lead. So I think it will work. For me, I think the Andrew what is his name?
Garfield. I always do Andrew McCarthy too.
Yeah, I think he was in the first one. I think he aged out by the second. You could see all the shaving stubble. He looked like a 30-year-old, and he was. Yeah. But the first one, I still think he looked the part. And that first movie I thought was really good, and I liked their take on Spider-Man. Where those movies and almost all the Spider-Man movies, except for the one with Doc Ock, the Sam Raimi one, I think they missed the ball with the villains. Like, the Spider-Man villains are the best. They're some of the best rogues gallery in comics. Absolutely. And how do you screw that up? And they've done it time and time again. Like I said, the only one that I think that they did right in the past was, Doc Ock, but since then, not so much. I did like what's his name, Michael Keaton as the Vulture, but I still thought, the story was okay. It was just okay, kind of thing. But I think like the Andrew, Garfield ones, you had chemistry between the lead actors.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Emma Stone and Andrew, you don't get lightning like that in a bottle very often. And those two had genuine chemistry that you didn't have to manufacture, right? And so then what do? The second movie, one of the best parts that they had going for them was this Gwen Stacy character. And then they do the death of Gwen Stacy.
In the second movie.
Second movie, yeah.
Because they wanted to fast track. Yeah, they wanted to fast track getting MJ into the movie. Didn't realize that there was such good chemistry. They should have just left it with Gwen.
Right, you have.
That was going to be Shailene. Oh, one of the all-time great memes, and this is pre-Comicsgate, but it seems so Comicsgate, was the unused Shailene Woodley footage as MJ.
Yeah,
and somebody posted the picture and said, Mary Jane, more like Mary Plain.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That always cracked me up. Apparently it was just me.
Well, no, because I'll just go back into the comics. Mary Jane, it's like the comics tells you this is the epic whirlwind love, right? Story. I never saw it. I always saw like Gwen Stacy was far cooler.
Yeah.
Like she was always cooler.
Yeah, This is who they were going to replace Emma Stone with.
Oh, geez.
That's who they were going to pick as MJ.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, no.
I stick with my Mary Plain joke.
Yeah. And by the way, the producer you were talking about was Amy Pascal.
Amy Pascal. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. That's her.
And Amy,
and I'll give her credit over like the Star Wars or the Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman. Is like she realized where her shortcomings were and like pivoted into getting creative people and like being an actual producer, like overseeing but bringing those creatives in there and not trying to like put all the glory on herself. Where like Patty Jenkins is like abysmal. Wonder Woman 2 script.
Kathleen Kennedy,
Kathleen Kennedy, Rogue Squadron. That's
canceled. You mean she actually did her job?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Amy
exactly.
Pasquale, like from what I remember, she just got hung out to dry with all of her texts and stuff like that. Like somebody hacked Sony, right?
Oh, and the Sony hacks.
She was saying some things, so she was canceled. But I do think she was a good liaison between the Disney, Marvel, and Sony. So I think she was a good buffer. And I do think the reason most of this stuff is happening still is probably because of things that she,
I'm absolutely tooting her horn. I'm giving her praise. Like she gets it. She was smart enough to like realize she's the one who brought Spider-Man into the Marvel universe. Like everybody can blow Kevin Feige's horn if you want, but Amy Pascal, like Kevin Feige is awesome. The Marvel Universe is awesome. Spider-Man wouldn't be there unless Amy Pascal signed off on it. So much praise to her. She deserves that credit.
Yeah, she was definitely the liaison. Yeah, that made this stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she could have pulled the Captain Kennedy and be like, "No, I'm involved. I'm going to do it."
Oh yeah, like get your ego in there and like try and
Yeah, Spider-Man. Spider-Man is female or whatever. Like
the Spider Force is female.
Is female or something. Yeah, they have T-shirts. Yeah.
Oh God, just whatever.
I don't want to blow anybody's horn.
Not even my own. That's gay.
By the way, guys, I'm dropping links in here. Check out Pirate Queen 2. Check out Black and White 2. Pirate Queen, a very wholesome comic.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Did you hear us earlier on, Clint? We were talking. Like Todd is convinced.
I just got home. Okay. I ran to the computer because I knew I was way late.
Look at
I had your back. I had your back.
No.
Yes.
Todd says Pirate Queen. He doesn't see any of the overt sexuality to it. He doesn't see like the sexy chicks. He doesn't see any of that stuff. He says it's just good, clean fun, right?
I'm trying to talk to more church groups, about like having it as pamphlets to hand out to like, catechism classes, confirmation stuff, just like, just fun.
Sell it
Christian
door to door like a Mormon.
Yes, exactly.
It's leave the beaver with tits.
Yeah. Is it leave the beaver?
It's look at the beaver.
Dive into action.
Into the beaver.
With the beaver.
Well, you know what? Todd would be the guy to sell it because he almost convinced Bob and I and the chat early on that it was just completely, G rated. There was no overt sexuality to it or sex.
It's smut.
Well, we don't have to go that far.
Well, it's high class.
Yeah. So
I make zero apologies. This
is
the internet. This is Comicsgate. This is the wild, wild west, folks.
No, I think it's a great concept, and we're just having fun with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's what it's meant for.
Wow, yeah, but there is a question that you have to answer, and I think.
No.
Here we go again.
Yeah, Todd is totally convinced
against it.
Yeah, but Bob and I and some of the people in the chat have our.
Plunge your sword deep into that pirate booty. Stare in awe of that magnificent.
There it is, right there.
The Pirate Queen.
Okay. You have to answer this. Okay, so she's kind of, doing her thing, and this guy's charging at her, and he's aiming this gun towards her booty, and so then this happens. Oh wait a minute. No, that was a good setup though, and I blew it. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay, here we go.
Stare in awe of that magnificent.
Okay, right there. Okay, what was going on here? Because somebody in the chat said it's possibly some gas leaving this poor woman's privates.
It's a little bit of bubble gut from the vagina.
A little extra charge to get her going. No, that's like the. Well, I have a limited, like I've got like Movie Maker or something on my tablet, and Mandy gives me endless crap about, like, I put all the special effects in my little videos, my little Movie Maker program, and I don't have the fancy videos like a lot of the people out there have. But like I've got like one explodey thing, so I use that on. It's a muzzle flash. It's a muzzle flash from the laser gun. That is not coming out of her rear end at all. No.
Okay. Then
it is not a queef crazy mod.
Well, this is a controversy.
Apparently.
Here I'll explain what the controversy is. The controversy for me is if this is a gun muzzle coming from his laser pistol, then why is it overlapping her butt and arm?
Because he's behind her, so it's like shooting Like
Yeah,
you
but
can
so
see,
was
you
that
can
butt.
see my speed lines
If
that are
he's
so.
behind her, her butt should be blocking the cloud.
No, there's enough room between. Like let it play
It's
here.
on her leg, man.
No, it's in between her butt and her lower leg.
I think it's like,
Ricochet.
he's like,
Oh my
"No,
gosh.
no,
Bob,
it's not.
Bob,
You-
it's like it's like we're taking crazy pills, right, Bob? This is
Ricochet.
It didn't swerve. Let it play. Let it play. You'll see the blast line.
Yeah,
no. Right there. No, look at the frame right there. It's on top of her hip.
Oh well, yeah, that part. But I have limited control of my special effects. This isn't like Lucas, like lights and whatever. This
industrial light
isn't
magic.
this isn't like the $2.6 trillion that the Lord of the Rings guy just got. Like, no, I've got one little blast effect that I can like kind of focus in there. Yes, the blast effect shouldn't have went over her butt. I apologize.
Just give us this one, Clint. Just give us.
It should have went behind her butt.
Just say it's a
Oh yeah, but how? All right, yes. It should have went behind her butt. Fuck you.
Oh my gosh!
Fuck you guys.
It's a pooter.
You guys gonna have that one. You guys can help me find better special effects for my next video.
Yeah, I don't think Joe wants
Joe's
to come.
like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah, that was something interesting to come into.
Well, there's a controversy.
Literally.
Since we got Joe, we're going to have to replay this because now I think we got a tiebreaker.
All right, let's do this. What's up? What we
Bob
got?
and I say it's coming from the Pirate Queen.
Coming from her.
And so
But if
Tom-
it was coming from her, it wouldn't overlap her hip either. It would be going behind her.
No,
See,
it would
that
build.
doesn't
No,
make-
it would billow
that-
around her. It would billow.
It would-
around her.
yeah,
It
it
would go around.
It would billow around her, man.
I don't think you understand how a queef works, comic book Bob.
I reject the reality and substitute my own.
all right. So
It's not like Saturn's rings.
Now Joe's going to be the tiebreaker. Sorry, Joe, but we got to throw you right under the bus.
All right, let's
Into
do
the
it.
fire.
What we got?
Okay, so look at this guy.
This is like the fourth time
right where I left it. Okay, so this is the Pirate Queen video. So this is the big controversy.
All right.
So somebody, actually it was Past Master Dan, said he thinks it's a queef, and so it got Bob and I thinking that possibly this blast is coming from the Pirate Queen and not the villain behind her. So here we go. Let's play this.
All right.
Okay, right there. What is that?
That's Pirate Queen butt stink, man.
I was just gonna say I might not have thought about it until you brought it up, but now that you mention it, it's hard not to see. It looks like she's got some kind of special power to, like, queef fire or something. It could be pretty cool if you went in that direction. I'm just saying. Yeah, because he looks like he totally doesn't expect it, right?
Yeah,
like
that's a surprise.
That's
That's a surprise attack.
Yeah, and she's like completely aiming it and just like, here, take all of it.
Yeah, she's leaning into
Yeah.
that, man. Look at she's got that hip point, man. She's like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I think this
She
was
puts
her
stank
defense
on it.
mechanism. This was like her. This is her superpowers, right?
At this point, she's like flash blinding him, and he can't even see.
He's like, oh God, it's making my eyes water.
you got to say it's a pretty good defense. I mean, really, it's a pretty good defense mechanism.
Well,
That's
Joe,
smart.
this is the reason Bob and I, and the majority, I have to add, the majority of the chat thinks this is the Pirate Queen and not the villain behind her, is because this explosion is in front of the Pirate Queen and not behind the Pirate Queen.
Ah, good point.
Like Crazy Matt said, yeah, she's even grunting, man. She's like pushing that thing out.
Really, like just she's forcing it out. I mean, like she's aiming and shooting. That's exactly. I see it.
We might have to go to a chat vote.
Damn, that's a nuclear fart right
Yeah,
there.
that one right there. That's explosion.
Queef or laser flare.
I think you need to have a conference. A conversation.
Let chat decide.
Dude, we lost like 5 people in the chat talking about this.
She's even.
It's a big controversy.
Crazy Man is great. She's even grunting. Look at that face.
Oh damn.
Pirate.
Oh damn.
The pirate.
So
The
I have
Pirate
okay.
Queen.
All right, you guys, go back, Pirate Queen, immediately, because this is humor. This is at its best. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. So
the only way to really decide is to back the book.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is the only way.
Yeah. So what we have here is we have a tie. So Todd and Clint say it's all good, clean fun, right? It's a laser blast coming from the villain, right? But Bob and I have to stress, the majority of the chat say it is a mysterious atomic queef. And so, Joe, you are in the awkward, horrible position that you have to now vote. What is it?
Well, I enjoy being in awkward, horrible positions. So, and I am a man of the chat, so I'm gonna have to vote with the atomic queef on this one.
Yes.
And I think that's awesome. By the way, I'm just saying, I think that's awesome. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it's really cool.
Atomic queef in your face.
Yeah, when you're running away from aliens with laser guns, you might just kind of let something fly into the atmosphere.
Well, I have to stress something. Todd is not happy with this. Todd is rather upset at this whole thing. Yeah.
It's wholesome.
So right now,
Todd reaction shots are the best.
So right now, Todd is basically coming up with an enemies list, and I think Joe is at the top of it.
Writing down names.
Because it wouldn't be Bob and I, because we didn't do the tiebreaker. It was Joe.
It's true. That's a good point.
Shifting the blame.
Yep. I'll get run over by the bus. It's okay. I can take it.
So Joe, how you been, man?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It's been a tiring week. Like the reason why I'm so late is because I'm on call and got called into work. So that's always fun, but took care of that. Rough. So yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, it's a good week. I'm closing out Reaper Destroyer on Friday.
Destroyer looks like it's banging, man.
It's been doing really well. Like especially this week, I've been getting a lot of backers, especially with it closing on Friday of the Ashcan version. Been going on a lot of streams as much as I can to shill it out, getting some practice for what it's going to be like for the actual campaign. In April. So
I'm looking forward to when you guys actually launch. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Reps in.
Yeah. Laser blast from the ass.
I like the queef defense.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So bringing up Reaper Destroyer, obviously you're going to be doing that campaign for that. Clint, Todd, Art, what's the future, man? Where are you going after? Art? What are you doing after Black and White, man?
So the future, just to get into more detail, we talked a little bit about this in the green room, is like, what is the future of comics? It seems like the mainstream, we were talking like, what should we talk about, for the show? And, we were throwing stuff out. Well, what about what Marvel's doing right now? What about what DC's doing? And then Bob's like, at this point, I have very little interest in it. And I just had a conversation with Joe Fulton this morning when we were working on Black and White, and we kind of said the same thing. Like, I don't really care anymore. It's almost up to that point where it doesn't even enter into my thought anymore. It's kind of like it's just not for me. Like the Marvel books and the DC books just aren't made for me. So I'm not their target audience anymore.
No, they're not really made for anybody.
They've raped and pillaged their own universe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what they've done. Like I said, they're making these characters radioactive. They've taken away what makes them special. So
there shouldn't be a Gwen character that's alive, regardless of what universe she's from. There's a very, very pivotal point in Spider-Man's mythos that what happened with his uncle, and then what his uncle said before he died. And then he had to learn that lesson of what his uncle said to him. And he lost somebody he loved. So those things you just don't undo with trivial nonsense just because you have a great Cheerios box character who you put on the cover. And you don't take it to the 10th degree. You don't take it there. It's just so stupid. ridiculous. It should have just been a nice cover, a nice image, and not be done with it. No, you had to go and make Gwen this, Gwen that, and Gwen the other thing. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, let me back up just for a minute. Joe, can you answer this? People are talking about how do they get the ash can.
Yeah, I just dropped something in the chat there. Basically, so this isn't an IGG campaign. For the ash can, it's basically a direct from the creator to the backer. So if you want it, just DM me on any of the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm mostly on Twitter. Or if you're not on those and don't want to go on those, just go right to my email, which is joemsontag@gmail.com. It's $20, PayPal. Give me your address. I'm hoping to ship it out by Christmas, and it's that very, very simple, very, very simple, sweet, short.
And screw Indiegogo and their 5%. Man. Fuck,
right, yeah, there you go.
Direct to consumer, baby. Love it.
Shot out of the back of my car.
Yeah,
and you know what? We should do more of it. We should honestly, we should be talking in the background to say F Indiegogo, not F them in that way.
Well, no, Indiegogo's been pretty good to us, so I'm not going to complain too much. But yeah,
have they been good to you? What did they do for you? Did they?
Anything
right now you earned yourself. They're not getting you anything.
Well, the good thing about Indiegogo is
I disagree with that. They bring in their own. They bring in their own crowd. It's not all.
They don't bring them to you.
Well, here's what I think it has to.
They don't bring them to you.
Clint, I'm
getting
sorry.
your sales through things like this, Twitter, the community.
Oh, that's definitely a major part of it. But I think Indiegogo does bring in their own audience.
Well, here's
they have an audience.
Hang on, guys.
It's our show.
Yeah, go ahead, Art. Go ahead. Art, you're up.
Oh, okay. I do think like that you're both kind of correct, but I don't think Indiegogo brings that big of a crowd on their own. I do think the CG audience is the be all end all, because we've seen other campaigns that haven't done as well that are non-CG related campaigns. But what Indiegogo has done for us and crowdfunding is they just haven't gate kept. Right. They haven't done what Kickstarter has done. So in that sense, they are more user-friendly, but I don't know. I want to agree. I'm a rebel. So I would love to just be able to cut the middleman out.
I used to look at those analytics for Florida Man all the time until I was cut out of looking at them. Yeah. But I used to look at them and watch whose link was being used, who was selling it. You know what? There wasn't one sale you could account for not having friends and community and stuff like that. There wasn't one sale that you couldn't account to somebody.
What I think IGG does, though, is I think it's exciting for the backers to be able to go to a platform like that and see everything where they can back it. I think that's the biggest issue. To me, it's more for the backers and the excitement than it is for the creators.
It's pretty visual.
It's very visual. Like with mine, I've had a lot of people say, like, where's the link? I want to look at it. Unfortunately, I don't have a link. All I can do is you can go to my social media and check it out, or check me out on a stream, and I can share stuff. But that's it. It's just a straight to the consumer from the creator. So I know in some ways I probably would have gotten a lot more sales on and I've done great on the ash can, but it probably would have been better if it was an IGG campaign, because that's what everybody expects, So in that aspect, it's great advertising. You pay that 5% or whatever it is. Maybe in the future that changed. 7%? Oh shit!
I think it went up. Yeah.
If you had a website that you could pull those people to and push them there, right? True. Anyone who asked, you pull them there. But anybody, like on this, hey, I'm going to push you there. There's the link. If you had that website with whatever Etsy store or whatever,
as soon as somebody else figures out how to do all the legwork and shows me so that it's nice and easy for me, I'd probably be more than interested. But I don't want to be. I don't want to be that trial monkey.
Yeah, you still have to pay Etsy too.
Yeah, I looked into
whatever.
Hang on.
Wix or
here's what I think Indiegogo has done though. They've tailored that platform. They've taken feedback, and they've tailored that platform to make it as user friendly as possible for comic book creators.
Yeah,
they have gone. Now that I know they've done. They've added a lot of functionality specifically because of a lot of these big comic book campaigns.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I think versus since we're on the topic, so the basic topic is like selling it, on your own platform versus, a crowdfund platform. What I think at this moment in time is Indiegogo has it over the individual selling at this moment in time,
so.
because it legitimizes and gives people confidence. Like they think like it's an entity, it's something that's been around, it's got credibility, and then because the other is just an individual. So then, but having said that, I think there's two things that could happen. Like Joe's able to do what he's doing is because basically you've been setting this up on your own platform. You've been talking about it. You've already backed things. People know that you can be trusted and you're a good guy. So you can kind of sell it, on your own. But could you do a big campaign? Who knows?
Maybe, but probably
you don't
not.
have the tools. You don't have how would you sell all the tiers? How would you do all this like on your own?
Well, the other thing is first time out. Like how many CG backers would be like, well, why isn't he going on Indiegogo like everybody else?
And I've gotten that too.
I've
definitely got those questions before.
Yeah, but then my next argument would be, I think it was like Todd was saying, or somebody said it and made me think this way, is like what could happen in a big way that would make this thing happen and it would be successful is if Indiegogo decided to get uppity with Comicsgate.
Oh, for sure.
If they decided to gatekeep us, I guarantee you, just about overnight, we would be all doing what Joe's doing right now, and we would probably be more successful because it's one more thing, right? It's just one more thing that the system is sabotaging comics. It's getting in the way of commerce. It's getting in the way of people telling stories. And so if that was to happen, I could see the paradigm shift overnight. Like I think, Joe.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think they know that. And I think because like what Crazy Man said is that CG brought a crowd to Indiegogo. I think Indiegogo was doing okay by themselves, but CG showing up really gave them a shot in the arm.
They noticed
a lot of money came.
They
CG
noticed
as well.
Yeah, and I think they look at that and go, "Yeah, we don't want those dollars to go away."
Yeah,
and then Sterling has a good point too. Is that having a centralized platform like that also kind of keeps creators honest.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Because they don't get all the money at once. It's like you got to finish this thing, and they have that stipulation where before you start another one, you got to finish this one.
That's a great point too, because right now it's you can either keep the money, like I go through PayPal or Venmo or wherever, and you can keep the money in those platforms or you can pull them out, but you got to be a lot more responsible with the people's money than with IGG holding on to it for 60 days, So if you're not a responsible person, and the temptation,
probably a good idea.
Yeah, the temptation is to pull from that. It would be a great idea to continue.
Hookers and blow.
Right, exactly. Fortunately, I'm a very responsible person, so that doesn't bother me having that money sit there. But yeah, there's I think a very good. I think IGG is good for right now, and unless they try to F with us in the way that Art's talking about.
I got zero complaints. IGG's been good. IGG's been good to Comicsgate.
I feel the same way, Clint. I feel the same way, but I think we always have to, like Todd is already thinking about it. We have to think beyond this.
Yeah,
it's good to have a backup plan.
Yeah, because who thought that Kickstarter would do the shit that they did? They do Comicsgaters off of their platform. Micah Miller and Zach, your boy.
Well, again, that's what happens when, like I said, Indiegogo is a lot smaller than Kickstarter. Kickstarter is this big corporation, and they think that they thought they had the ability to do that when they did. Now, obviously, they ended up biting them in the ass because they lost a ton of money.
Yeah.
And then the whole union thing and everything, that's really going to screw them up.
Oh yeah, they're going.
Kickstarter's like, hey guys, you want to come back? Hey, we fired that bitch.
Yeah.
As far as what I said, just to take a little further, the idea would be all in one package, right? Fulfillment, everything. So you create a new Indiegogo in a sense, but it has a lot more, and it's only geared for comics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I also talked to Joe this morning, and we're pretty much in agreement, and see what you guys in the chat think. What Comicsgate needs right now, and this is not controversial, but it is very complex. Is that we need business people to come in, and what I mean by that is we need somebody that can distribute. We need people that can handle some of the shipping, some of the printing, some of the more, I don't know, like we're talking about.
Basically talking about it all in one area.
Right. It's what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, but the thing is too, like we were talking in the green room, after one of these Kings shows on Monday on Ethan Van Sciver's channel. But we were talking that we want to do this CG convention, right? We've been talking about this for a long time, but none of us have time to devote to make it happen.
Yeah.
So there's things that we can do right now, like bigger things. Like there's all these cool things we can do, but we're always maxed out on time because most of us are writing, penciling, inking our own books, our own stories. We're on YouTube. We're trying to market. We're trying to sell. All this stuff. We're putting campaigns together. This is all very time consuming. Right. But this is where, if there's anybody listening, any business people out there, even just management that can kind of organize and call people and try to move the ball forward, it would mean so damn much, because we had the realization when we're talking, how the hell are we going to put this convention together?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we all have ideas, but who has the time to actually make the call?
I think Ethan's talked to other like convention, people that have ran conventions, but basically you need like an established business person that's run a comic book convention before and that is interested in setting up with Comicsgate and doing that. Like,
and knows how to manage people.
Yeah.
Sell tables, get talent in there.
Somebody who's run shows before that just wants to set up another show.
Right.
And because you'll get the audience.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like hand delivered for you, but you need somebody that knows the logistic knowledge of it. And I mean, a lot of comic guys
I think in 5 years we'll be closer to that, because we're not. I used to think it was a big joke when you'd say, "Oh my God, the comics are dead." Marvel comics are dead. I used to think, "Oh my God, he says that all the time," or they say that all the time. But man, they just are so bad, shooting themselves in the foot every single day with a new announcement. Just like today was the Gwen announcement, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that. They're going to.
I love every announcement.
And it's just like, you guys don't really know what. You don't have your finger on the pulse of anything.
That's what me and Mandy were talking about last night.
They purposely don't have their finger. They don't care what the fans want.
Yeah, they don't care. They're making enough money.
Don't care what the fans want.
They're making enough money that they don't have to care.
No, it's not even about money for them.
You make no money without stores, right?
They don't care. They don't care about
no. Answer
anymore.
that question. If
they care about social justice
1,500
issues.
stores, and tomorrow you're down to 800.
They don't care.
What do you think happens?
But it's like what EBS was talking about earlier today.
Yep.
And that was when he brought that up, it was like, that was mind blowing. It's like, that's a great point. Yeah. Like, so they don't care about the lack of sales with the comic industry, because they're making money everywhere else.
They're giant corporations that are making money off of investors with this ESG thing. It's super boring. It's like economics, investment stuff. It's not interesting. But it's why Marvel and DC are putting out shit comics.
They can afford to do it.
If there's anybody listening, it's kind of like the government. People invest into wokeness, so they can basically bring money into corporations and different companies in the form of kind of like stock, like investments. And what that does is it encourages those companies to be woke.
Yeah.
So they basically suckle off the teat of these investors, or taxpayer dollars, quite frankly, that are going into these.
Obama basically created laws so that big corporations would get paid to be woke. It's why every commercial has a black and white or a multi-ethnic couple in it, which didn't happen 5 years ago.
Right.
It's like why all this stuff is getting shoved down your throat, why every TV show you watch has like a transgender storyline. It's because these corporations are getting paid through a new law or whatever by their investors. They're making more money off of that to be woke than to actually go out and like deliver entertaining product. It's socialism, it's communism, it's like getting money from the government to fall in line with what we believe in instead of capitalism, consumerism, writing the best stories, selling your product to the audience for what they want. It's communism.
Yeah,
and eventually it only can last as much as 4 years.
Yeah, so I'm saying eventually this is going to go away. And
Trump was getting rid of it, and then he got voted out.
Yeah, but
if there was an election tomorrow, they say they would lose again.
Yeah. No, the only problem right now is that the election's 3 years away.
Yeah. Right.
They're going to push as much through. But if you think about it, there's two things. Like for me, it's like, okay, you're Twix, right? And so then you do the Halloween commercial with the witch and the kid dressing up like a princess and all this other stuff. So
the Ritz cracker commercial with the gay guy putting on lipstick.
Yeah, there's tons of examples of this stuff, right? And so then for me, I always think like, you're so willing to throw away your integrity. This is a corporation, it's a company that you have decades upon decades upon decades that you've built just to throw it away to get some government money. But when you think about it, there are people that are willing to sell out their own country right now.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck the history of the United States. It's not great because there were slave owners, XYZ, whatever, the thing is. And then I started thinking, like, the reason this is all real and this is happening, because I still have to pinch myself every freaking day. Like, is this really this Orwellian nightmare we're in? Is this real? And so then my daughter went to a 4-year art college, right? It was prestigious art college. And the government was paying this college for pet puppies, for stress days, for safe spaces, for all this stuff. They were actually the government was giving them money to do this. And so, it took me a while to figure it out. I'm like, why is this happening? And then you realize, well, the government is paying for this. They're filtering money into the college. So the college, if these people have no integrity, these businesses, the colleges, teachers, whoever have no integrity, they're going to take this money and they're going to spend it. You know what I mean? They're just going to look at it like, oh, it's free money. And so then there's another thing that this is why it's real, is because people still think the Republican Party is the party of rich people. They have so much money. That's all they care about is money and war.
Right.
The Green Party, the Democrats actually have outfunded the Republican Party beyond anybody's, recognition anymore. And it's all because of the Green Party. That's how they're fooling people in generating money. So they're getting money for their windmills. They're getting money for their solar, whatever. So all of these things are somewhat interconnected if you think about it. And so it is, like I guess Clint was saying, just flat out, it's socialism. This is a dependency on your government to fund your schools, to pay corporations, to fund our power, all of this stuff.
Big government's fingers in everything. Yeah. Big government's fingers in your comics. Yeah. Superman is gay because Obama passed this law.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, you can like narrow it down right to that,
And I'll say it right now, DC, Marvel, you have, just like America, we have a history, a rich history, and there were people that fought and created for these things to exist, and you're pissing them away in a relatively short period of time because you can't acknowledge the fact that somebody paid for your freedom, that somebody actually created the Marvel universe that you can piss away. Somebody created the DC universe that you can just piss all over. And I say to that I'm fired up now. Thanks, Clint. Fuck you. Quite frankly, fuck you. You know?
Fuck you all.
Yeah, I'm at, like I said, like I said in the post before, I'm at the point where I just don't give a shit anymore. They're willing to take these things. Like I said, and Joe's gonna back me up on this, man, because he and I are just giant, huge fans, man. I love this stuff. My camera just broke. Okay, I love this stuff. These characters were my friends growing up. You know?
They mean something to a lot of people.
I live, eat, and breathe this stuff, and to see them with just such disregard and to just like try to shoehorn this idea that anybody can be these characters, and then at this point, I'm like, I'm not interested in arguing with them about it or anything more. I'm just done.
Yeah,
that's what you're gonna do.
I have 40 years invested in this.
I got us as fans. This is how angry we are as fans. You guys as creators gotta be like pissed as hell.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm looking at this going, you know what? If this is what it's gonna be, I'm gonna take the energy and love and enthusiasm I have for it, and I'm gonna point it in the other direction. So thank you, Stan Lee. Thank you, Jack Kirby. Thank you, Steve Ditko. Thank you, John Byrne. Thank you, Mark Silvestri and Arthur Adams and everything. Thank you, Art. Thank Jim Lee when he was an artist. Thank you for the memories and everything. I'm leaving. I'm done.
Yeah.
I have no interest in it anymore.
Big straw that'll break the camel's back is if they convict this kid. That'll be giving. You're like saying, hey, now the mob controls the courts.
Yeah, which, I mean, they kind of already do. Hey, guys, I got to jump off here. I got another stream at 10 I got to get ready for. But I just really want to, on the similar subject, when it comes to Indiegogo and the industry, I don't know how many people caught the interview I did with Brett Booth the other day, but he said some really interesting things about everything we're talking about. And I had a long conversation with him after the show was done. And he thinks a lot like the way we do, you know, like, it would be awesome one day if he came over, but you know he's doing his own thing.
Brett's got his toes. Brett's still got his toes in the big two, and he doesn't. Why would he want to screw up? You know,
he's got stuff going on right now.
Yep.
But he said a lot of interesting things, a lot about the way
Brett's
the industry.
A good dude.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. The way the industry's going, the way that the characters have been done, and it's just my whole point was getting away from the big two, and we talked about that on my show. You know, he's trying to get back more into the independents and doing his own thing, you know, and really kind of pulling away because the industry is changing, and he sees it. He's an insider to see it, just like all these pros see it.
There's comic book pros that don't know what's going on right now. The industry is changing so fast.
And a lot of them are like the show that Art was on. A lot of them are aging out. And I'm then looking like, what's going on? Where we going to go from here?
Yeah.
And
but there isn't even a younger generation coming up under them.
There's no generation coming up.
No, it's weird.
That's why Comicsgate is the future, guys. But thank you so much for having me on. I wish I could have gotten here earlier. Sorry, I got to bounce, but I had a pre-commitment at 10 o'clock I got to get to. So always fun hanging out with you guys. Always good conversations. I will hopefully be on next Wednesday. So I'll talk to you all later.
Take care.
All right.
But yeah, man, like I said, I'm at the point now where I just they've beat it out of me. I don't care. I don't care.
And I mean, like we were just talking about with like how quickly this has shifted, because I would say in the last 2 to 3 years it's shifted quickly.
Yes.
And a lot of pros are looking at Comicsgate, and then there's still like certain pros that are like their political alignment still fits with the companies, but
well, that's like Artist Elite Comics that came about because of Comicsgate. I'm totally convinced of that. They saw that it was potentially possible to go
well, and I think Substack really instigated that.
Well, Substack was a big part of it too,
because it was like all the writers were getting scooped up, and then there was like some artists that were like, hey, what about us? So
but what convinced them to do the jump?
I think at the very least they see the success here, and they might not say like CG's the way and the light, right?
No.
But they definitely acknowledge the same things, which is the industry just isn't going to be there for them. Correct. The industry is not there anymore, so they're going to have to take things and matters into their own hands, whether they go to Substack or whether they produce comics or align themselves with small indie or whatever it is. The fact remains that these mainstays, these big masters of the comics that we used to look up to, Marvel and DC, just is not going to be there. They're not even going to be there for the fan base. Let alone for the creators themselves.
Yeah, there's just the jobs are drying up. They're not the money isn't there. The page rates have dwindled.
Money's definitely not
next to nothing. And I mean, the people that are getting jobs are like individual editors' favorites that can work for what the small page rate that they're paying.
They're going out of the country. They're going to places
or whatever
like America or overseas.
If they can get the most woke person on Tumblr or wherever they're getting these artists from, it helps the narrative. And if they clearly are wooing, the investors or the government to subsidize their business, then that's what they're going to do.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
The fucked up part about this, and this is the part I just hate about this industry, is nobody's got the cojones, nobody's got the fucking guts. And you know what? Like, I'm sorry, Jim. Thank you so much. Like, I like you. You did so much for me in the past, and I have nothing but good things to say. But dude, get a backbone. Either leave DC, like I'm thinking, like Bob Harris left and Dan DiDio were ousted. Thank goodness they didn't have to see what's going on right now. But you're still there. So guess what, man? I know you, and I blame you. Like I don't see any.
You have to blame you because he's the guy.
Or any inclination that you're fighting the fight. Like I don't see any examples of you saying, "Hey, listen, man, Superman is true justice in the American way. That's it. And if you don't like it, then you can fire me." What are they going to do? Are they going to fire Jim Lee?
The thing is, that's the thing.
They're not going to fire Jim Lee. Jim Lee is in a position that he could make change.
I think if he shook the tree hard enough, they would let him go. If he shook
I don't think he cares.
One, he wouldn't care, and two, I think there are companies that would be more than willing to play ball with Jim Lee, whether it's Marvel or whether it was an independent publisher. If Jim went over to Dark Horse or Jim went over to whatever, or even took back the reins at Image or whatever it was, I think there would be enough of a splash and there would be enough press coverage that he could fundamentally,
he'd be fine.
He could make a stand and he could fundamentally still do well for himself, which is, like we're all looking out after our own interests.
I think it's clear he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to.
He's close enough to the end. He's close enough to retirement. Like he knows whatever he thinks on the matter. He doesn't care enough to put his foot down on it. Yeah. Like this is not a battle that he wants to die on. This is not the hill he wants to die on.
I'll tell you right now, if I was in his position, but you know what? I had problem with Image, a lot of things in the past anyway. But I would die on this hill.
I think a lot of creators and a lot of fans would.
Because to tell you the truth, I think he'll be able to make a stand and still do well for himself.
Yeah.
He's Jim Lee. Of course he would.
Right.
Here's the thing. We have to blame him because he's the guy that's in the driver's seat.
Right.
And he's the executive. He's the executive editor over there. He's the guy. So you have to, as much as I like I said, Jim Lee got me back into comics. I fell off when I was about 13, 14 years old. And I got back to when I was 18 when I saw that cover to X-Men 275.
275. Got a lot of people back in the
cover. I was like, holy shit! I didn't think comics could look like this.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, man, like I love the dude as an artist, as a creator. But he has to take the heat for this because he's the guy that's in the driver's seat.
Yeah,
it's like
I said, let go. I thought there was some shame attached, but when you think about in the big picture, the Dio left still when like we thought it was bad, like DC was bad then. Like, holy shit! In like the last 6 months, they have done nothing but like screw their legacy. You know?
But it's and then like I said, but at this point, like I said, like I understand your anger and everything, but my energy is not going. I'm not putting in that direction anymore. There's a handful of books that the mainstream still puts out that I still read, but as far as like that loyalty and the and just the love of the medium and everything, it doesn't exist anymore. It exists here.
I told you the one book that I read from Marvel or DC was Robin, and guess who they put on it? Robbie Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's the same storyline and everything. I'm like, nope. I don't like his artwork. I don't like his style, and I don't like what he did and got away with.
Yeah, and they did give him a pass. He got a soft tap on the wrist. Now they said go away and disappear for a little while, and then we'll talk later.
Right.
And it's just I don't
because he fits in with everybody's politics.
He checks the boxes, man.
It's like that's what's riding high right now is that style of politics. If you're on board with that and you're willing to sell or you're willing to sell out and don't care,
support
then
this.
Whatever.
I support this.
Yeah.
I support all of these guys on this panel. I support the people that we bring on, the creators that we promote. I support the fans that understand this, and that's where my energy is going from now on. I don't care about mainstream anymore.
Right, Todd.
I'm doing my book under Inco.
Oh yeah. Inco's going to publish Todd's next book.
There's a piece of the future right there. So that's what we're talking about.
Let's talk about Todd's next book. Like,
I'm going.
He doesn't want to talk about it yet.
No, I'm going right for Ignition.
Go for it. There you go, man.
So when are you thinking of launching it? Are you thinking launching on Indiegogo, or what are your plans?
I'm a ways away from launch, so
okay.
It doesn't.
Okay, it's still early on.
Yeah, I got about 10 pages.
Okay.
Of an 80-page thing. So actually, I got about 14 pages, by the way.
14 pages is plenty to put an Indiegogo together.
I'm gonna wait till I'm more than halfway full because it's a long.
Oh, you and common sense. I just slap whatever's out there and get it going. Hope that I pull
this guy at the
end.
Well, in the meantime, while we're waiting for Todd's
Ignition.
next book, and you guys have already backed Pirate Queen 2. You can hit the link. Oh, by the way, Pirate Queen 2, the link is in the description, as is Black and White Volume 2, Man vs. Machine. So we are at 89,464. We're in demand now, and we are stone's throw away from 90K, which is the next stretch goal.
What do we get for that next stretch goal, Art?
Let's go down. So you are going to get the die cut sticker, and you're going to get a killer drum solo. That's why I have the drums set up behind me. I'm slowly putting them together. So I am going to rock your freaking socks off on YouTube, you guys. So
we got to put together a CG band. There's a bunch of musicians in CG, dude.
Yeah, you guys got to watch.
Just make a YouTube channel called CG Rocks. And then once a week or like once a month, you just do like a set.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, we do one cover tune or whatever.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. So here's the
Keelan's pretty good.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
From Art T. Bear comes the exciting conclusion to the Black and White origin saga. 60 pages of pulse-pounding action. In a world where law and order are often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white.
Yeah, back it now, back it today, you guys. You won't regret it. This is the epic conclusion to the Origin Saga. This is Man versus Machine. We got all kinds of cool stuff for you. We got the Kent Rackeforth variant. We got the Joe Bennett. This is the first thing that he's done since he was canceled at Marvel. So Joe's a good friend, and he said he would do a black and white cover. And man, did he do a cover. Look at this thing.
Those colors are dope, man. I love that.
Yeah. And so then we have the High Octane Adventure, written by Comicsgate's own Von Klaus and Pedro Ang doing the artwork in this cool animated style. And so then we got the volume 1 second printing. So we completely sold out of the original printing. So this is volume 1 second printing with a brand new cover on it. So looks pretty cool. We have a few more Greg Capullo variants, but we're only selling them in the black and white jam tier. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay, these are the original story layouts. And as of today, the 64 pages of this book are all laid out on this level. So everything is done. 64 pages is drawn to this degree of completion. So tomorrow I'm going to start fresh, and I'm going to start transferring these down to 11 by 17 artboard, and I am going to be penciling this thing. So rest assured, you guys, the story is written. It is all blocked out, at least at this level, of completion. And now it's just a matter of putting costumes and shadows and rendering on these layouts. So black and white is moving along, and you can back these layouts today, you guys. There's a tier that you can get them, but you can also get them as add-ons, as you can get all the books too. All the books except for the Greg Capullo variant, you can get as an add-on. And so the head sketches, you can get those only as add-ons at this point. And there's only a few left. So if you guys want me to draw for you, get in on that. And then we have $90,000 worth of stretch goals here, you guys. So come by, check them out. We also have some T-shirts. So we have the wraparound black and white T-shirt designed by Shay Red Valkyrie.
An awesome job. Those look dope.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, those T-shirts look awesome.
Yeah, and they're a little bit more expensive than most, but the process to do this is
they look slick.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. It's a little tricky to print, where the seam and all that stuff is. And over the pocket, it doesn't have a pocket, but where the pocket would be, we have the yin yang gun sight, and then we have the black and white logo on one shoulder and the Hack Shack Studios logo on the other. So it looks really, really cool. And then we have these killer Inco T-shirts as well. So there's a lot here for you guys. So if you've already backed, there's a lot of cool stuff like the T-shirts and the artwork, things like that. And so come by, check it out. And if you like what you see, pick up a book.
Sweet. Yeah. So, you never answered my question from before, Art. What's next after black and white for you, man?
Oh, well, Joe and I, Joe Fulton, aka Thunderbuns, talked today.
Thunderbuns. Man, where the hell is he?
He's doing good, man. He's too good for Pontificators now, but whatever, Joe. So we start talking about the next installment of Black and White, and what we want to do with the follow-up story is it's going to be focused on Reed Blackett. So the way I'm looking at it is the first 2 stories. It's the epic origin of Black and White, but it's also kind of focuses on Whitney Sung more so than Reed Blackett. So this next story arc is going to kind of be more focused on Reed Blackett. So it's going to give his backstory, what happened with the MI10, why he decided to leave the organization, a little bit more about his past, what happened to his father, all those type of things. And so I want to start moving forward. I want to do one and dones. So the hardest thing for Joe and I are going to kind of be to get an epic story in one doable book. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be serialized. It's going to be a one and done adventure. So we're kind of looking at a 100-page story. So I'm not sure how we're going to work that out, as far as price breaks and, all that stuff, because, already Black and White Volume 2 is a 68-page book. A lot of people charge the same amount for like a 48-page book, and things like that. So I'm still going to try to work out the financial and see, how that's going to break down as far as printing, more pages, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, but at this point in time, we're looking at like a 100-page one and done, for the next Black and White story. And in the short term, I'm going to put out another issue of Chrono Mechanics, so we're going to do a campaign for that. And that'll be
Duels, right?
What's that?
You do a second Oodles of Duels, right?
And then a second, art book as well. So I have Steve Dye working with me on designing the second art book, and so then the Chrono follow-up as well. So I got a pretty cool story for the Chrono storyline. So there's a lot of cool things to look forward to. Todd's going to be putting out a book soon, and Clint, man, I mean, you're radioactive as far as you're just putting out stuff, and that's
20. Like literally my 20, what year is it now? 2021? It's getting confusing in the 2020s now.
Yeah.
So my 2022 is plotted out, and I can show a little preview art, but I've got 3 books lined up. Spring,
Are they all
summer.
sequels or new stuff?
It's new books, sequels.
Nice.
I'm sharing, I'm not sure who's in control, but I'm sharing some artwork right now. So right there,
awesome.
spring of 2022, The Slave Girl from Planet X will be my next book. Me writing.
How do you do it, Clint? How do you do it? The ideas just keep coming.
Exactly. and like some hardcore sci-fi fans might recognize.
You got some Mandalorians there. You got the Talosians.
Yep.
That's cool.
Is that sharing there? Okay.
Yeah.
You got.
It's always weird with
name?
my touch screen. But here I got some more art too there.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, wholesome.
Yeah.
always wholesome. So, I'm going to change my name from Mayhem Comics to Wholesome Comics. But Slave Girl from Planet X is in the Pirate Queen Galaxy. And then this will lead into next summer with Mandy writing it, Slave Girl from Planet X versus the Pirate Queen. Ooh. That's going to be the big first Mayhem crossover event.
Sheldon said, oh no, how will she creep her way out of this one? Tune in next time on The Pirate Queen.
Nice. I'm not sure I can escape the queefing headlines.
Hey, Clint, you're welcome.
Yes. I will eternally be thankful to you guys that I showed up a half an hour late. Todd had my back.
Todd's the only one that had your back.
Todd defended me. Todd defended me when I wasn't here, and you guys just sat and made queefing jokes.
I like that Joe Sontag came in and immediately threw you under the bus.
Oh yeah, no, I expected no less.
Yeah. Respect. Well, you know what, Clint? When it comes, I keep saying comes. When it comes closer, or your next romp in the realm of sexiness. Well, even if you just want to preview stuff, come on the channel and we'll show that stuff off. Yeah,
it'll be all early, like January, February. I'm gonna hype the crap out of it and try and build that mailing list, because that really is the best way to go about it for that like really good. You want that opening weekend big launch. You want to hit the ground running. Right. So I've got a ton of preview art for Slave Girl. I've got a ton of art for Slave Girl versus Pirate Queen. I've got a lot of stuff I've been working on. I'm loving Comicsgate, loving doing these books. So, like, I'm just gonna keep pumping it out. And like, literally, a lot of the stuff I'm working on right now is for 2023. So,
Well, that's good. I was also Joe and I talked about a lot of stuff today, but also just how God, this is going to just be like my parting shot. But we were talking that we need to start making plans for like 6 months, a year from now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so as we were talking, I was thinking like, why haven't more guys that were here early on, like myself and Ethan and stuff? How come we're not thinking this way? Like some people are, but a lot of people still aren't. And I think because on some level we were thinking that it wasn't permanent, like that it was a temporary thing. Like well, we'll just see how this goes, And now 3 years later, it's like no, it's if anything, the building's getting bigger.
Art, I've been doing crowdfunding books since 2011.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like this is literally 10 years of crowdfunding books for me now. And Comicsgate, like I was doing okay before, but like when I found Comicsgate, I found my nirvana. And it's not like this one and done thing. Like it's kind of the future of comics. It's the future of indie comics for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was like, because sometimes you have these thoughts, but you're not conscious of it, and then you have to kind of reevaluate it. And I never really reevaluated that. There was always still in the back of my mind this sense that this wasn't like permanent. Mm-hmm. And then I started thinking like, no, this is it. Yeah, this is we should start making future plans a year from now, 2 years from now, stuff like that you're doing, Clint. And I was thinking that because I'm not doing that as much as I should, is kind of, I need to start putting out more product. You know what I mean? Start being more prolific. Stuff like what you're doing, Clint. Like one book ends, you fulfill another one, and so on.
I scratch my head why people are putting out more books in a year.
Yeah, well,
it's like fulfillment on
like you put out 348 page books a year. You run the campaigns for 2 to 3 months, with like a month of in demand, and then you're shipping. But like, it's a lot of work, and you're like keep it going. But I mean, I look at it as a job. Like I'm doing this is my job right now. So my plan is putting out 348 page books a year, keeping them shipping, keeping them moving on. I've got multiple series that I'm planning. This isn't like none of these books are like one and dones. Like every book is leading to the next storyline. I'm not putting out a monthly because I'm just one dude, but like it's like not quarterly, but like 3 times a year, I'm going to be putting out books that all lead into each other. You're going to get the sequel next year. There's going to be more storylines, more story arcs, more characters. I'm just going to keep building it and just, keep it rolling because, I mean, this is a blast.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the way that we have to start looking at it. And like I said, I just never reevaluated that, like, there's a sense of permanence now. There's like this, this is legit now, and one of the things where I think what started shifting me over is kind of like, hanging out, with Billy Tucci more, like the Professional show and Graham Nolan and Aaron Lopresti and, Dan Frega and, Andy Smith and all those guys. And what I think's happening is kind of like Comicsgate is kind of stabilizing a little bit.
Oh yeah, there's a legitimate audience.
Yeah, and that there's less of this chaos that was there early on, and there's this more stable kind of sense that's happening. And I still want some of that like punk rock stuff to be there.
Oh sure,
controversial things, because I think it's interesting, but not to the point of being problematic or.
Yeah, you want the excitement and energy, and you want like young creators to come in and like kind of like blow the doors off of people with their talent, but don't just do it because you're a loudmouth on the internet. It's
right,
like,
that's where
there's enough of them out there already. It's like you need talent. You need to be able to produce the book. You need to deliver it. And like just being a shit talker on the internet isn't going to get you anywhere.
Right.
The way things are today. The guys that are coming out here and showing the passion and showing the skill and showing the love for the medium and just just coming out here and putting themselves out there like that. Those are the punk rock guys.
Mhm.
Those people that are craving that status quo. That's not that scene anymore.
Mhm.
You know, the mainstream industry used to be a niche thing. It's not anymore. It's big business and it's political business.
Mhm. Yeah.
And now, like the indie creators, that's where that punk rock spirit is.
Yeah.
And we're here, baby, and
Yes.
we're not going away. So I want to thank everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. You guys are a blast. Thanks for all the interaction. Hilarious. Thanks to all my Pontificator brothers. We had early on, we had Joe Sontag in here, and was there anybody else here? For some reason, I feel like we're missing something.
We had people in the chat, but it was just us five.
Us five, yeah, and then of course Todd Mulrooney, Clint Helinski, and Comic Book Bob. So
I got a parting shot. I
Go
just
for it.
want
Ooh.
to thank Art for hosting and sobering up throughout the show.
Art was sobering up, and I was getting drunker.
If you guys weren't listening, like Todd accused me of being drunk and out of my mind, just because
That doesn't sound like God.
just because I thought that Pirate Queen was sexy.
Yeah, we gave a shout out to Pirate Queen's queef.
Wholesome. It's wholesome.
Wholesome.
With hardly any queefs.
The kind of thing you can take home to your grandmother.
It's a queef-free book. All right, you guys. Well, have a wonderful evening. I think Ethan Van Sciver is live right now, so go check him out. I'm sure you guys already bailed.
Most of them did. They got killed, man.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Take care.